Hello, welcome to another GarageBand lesson. Today we're going to be creating reggae music. So we're going to explain what reggae music sounds like and some of the instruments used, create a reggae beat and create a reggae song using multiple instruments and techniques. So let's have a listen to my song and then I'll talk about what reggae is. So there you go, that's a little bit of my song. So reggae is a style of popular music that originated in Jamaica. So Jamaica is an island in the Caribbean. Do look it up with your teacher, find out where it is. But it emerged as the country's dominant music, but it's since spread across the world. It's got quite a distinct form of that kind of beat that you heard there, and we're going to try and create that today. So I am going to go and I'm going to create a new track. I'm going to start off with a drum track. I'll find drums and I'm going to use the beat sequencer here. I'm going to swap this to a acoustic and the SoCal, and I will just change this to a blank one. So if I go and choose new pattern, it'll give me a blank one. I'm going to change the length of the pattern to 64 steps, and we'll talk about that in a second. You see at the top it's got patterns along the top. Well, that means that I can change some of the bits of them as they go along. I'm going to start off and I am going to put a drum in here and I'm going to put some cymbals going along. Okay, and I'll put a snare in there. Okay, and I am going to copy that pattern in here. But I'm just going to offset this drum by one beat. And then in the third one, I'm putting the same pattern I've been putting in, and I'm just going to keep it the same. And the final one, I'm going to put in that pattern again, but I'm going to change it up a little bit. So we'll see, I'm going to go down here and put a little bit of fill almost. So here we go. There we go. So that is my beat. So I am going to record it. Okay, I am now going to go into the settings and increase the tempo a bit. Let's set the tempo 130, so quite fast. And we should hear this speed up now. That's much better. Right, the one thing I'm going to do is instead of this clap, I am going to change it to a ride cymbal. So we'll hear that. Okay, so now I'll go and add some instruments over the top of this. So I am going to go into the instruments, going to go to the keyboard, and I am going to choose a classic rock organ that sounds like this. But what we'll do is jump to the chords, and this is where we're going to have our kind of pattern that you heard in the track. So we're going to try and hit this every second and fourth beat. So let's have a go at this. So you see there, what I did was I hit C twice, G twice, A minor twice, and F twice. And I tried to do it on the second and fourth beat. If you wanted to put on the metronome, that may or may not help you. It may hinder you. See what works for you. You might take a few times to practice it. It is not an easy beat to do. I make it look much easier than it maybe is. So I'm now going to find a bass line. So if I press the plus button, I'm going to go to bass, and I'm going to choose smart bass, and I'm going to change it to upright bass, and we are going to do a autoplay pattern for this one. We're going to do number 3 and then follow that chord progression. So let's have a listen. So there is my bass line, and all I was doing, I was changing the chords in that order. Every time we got to the end of 2 bars, I changed the chord from C to G to A minor to F. Now, let's go and let's add in our melody line. Now, in reggae, the melody line often played, it's actually often sung to, so often that's the melody, but we can also have guitar, or I'm just going to go for organ again. So if I go to keyboard and the classic rock organ, I'm going to make it, change it up a little bit, turn the chorus on, and then you can mess about with these sliders to make different sounds, but I am going to go on to the scales. So if I go into scale, and I'm going to choose the scale major scale. So here we go. So I'm going to maybe play something like that, and we'll see what happens. Okay. So a really simple one there that I was just playing C, missing a note and missing another note here. If you do want to ever turn on the note names on here, you just need to go into the settings app on your device, and you should be able to turn on note names in the bit that says GarageBand. So that is my track now, so I can mix it here. But I'm actually pretty happy, so that's a little bit of reggae.